Hello, it's Holly with Ivy Cool Creations, and today I am doing a layout for Woodgrain and Winter, as well as for a White with One challenge. So this layout was supposed to be green, and it kind of ended up as a green-blue, but it's just that color with white, and I really wanted it to speak to the depth of the photos. So I had a Minty paper that had frames on it, and so I cut out all the frames because I thought that would suit these photos. Now these photos are pictures of my dad and my grandpa doing a target practice, or actually I think they were sighting in a new rifle. So we were out in the snow and just doing some shooting. For this one photo of my grandpa's dog, I had this really big frame. I think it was a 3x3 frame, and none of the pictures fit. So I cut myself. Sorry if you can hear any banging. That's actually my neighbor's kid upstairs. So I actually pieced together a frame. Like, I thought that I had cut it out at the right size, but I guess I didn't. And that's what always happens, even if I measure. So I just cut a little wood frame or wood grain frame around it and then stuck it in the frame. Now, for my paper, I knew that I wanted to do a lot of color on here, and I wanted it to just look like a big mixed media mess. So I thought I would gesso the paper, especially because this is actually a pattern. You might not be able to see it on camera, but it's a very slight pattern. So I decided to use my clear gesso, and once it dried, I started playing with color, and I used Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide Spray, and I just kind of made a blob. I wanted it to go diagonally from the top right to the bottom left. And so with my bigger fat brush, I spread water around. And then with the smaller brush, I dabbed on the color. And all that's in the color right now is the Rustic Wilderness. That is all that it is right now. So I just had a lot of fun just blending and making it into a blob, because I kind of knew where I wanted my photos, but I didn't exactly know where I wanted my photos to go. I just wanted to have fun playing with it. So finally I got it down, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to do splatters and add a little bit of gold and do some gold splatters, and then I'm done. Yeah, no, I kept going. So for my gold splatters, I used Delusion Shimmer Spray called Pure Sunshine, and this is the only gold that I have. This is the one that I use all the time because it can be orange if you leave it, or if you dry it off really quick, it turns into this beautiful yellow gold, and I love it. So I tried to add drops of distressed oxide black soot to it just to make it a bit darker, because I didn't like the flatness of the green. And so I added some black to give it a little bit more texture. And then I used my heat gun actually to move the color around on the page. And I really like the way that that turned out. I like using the air to like push the color in different directions, and then you get like different layers of color. And then it still wasn't enough. So I decided to add the Distress Shimmer Spray in Juniper Berry. This blue is an absolutely gorgeous blue. And I just added it straight to the black and the green. And I actually ended up pouring it right on top of the layout, because I wasn't going to fuss with it. I just like blobbed it and then spread it with gravity and water. And I love the way that this looks. It gives On the camera, you cannot see the shimmer as well as you can in real life. It's absolutely gorgeous. And again, the air just moved that color around. So I got a lot of depth of color in some spots, flatter color in other spots, mica in some spots, flatter, like matte colors in other spots. And I just love the way that this turned out. It's absolutely gorgeous. And every time I dabbed it, it left behind all the mica. So finally, I got all my photos behind frames and decided to put them all down. I really love the way that these photos turned out behind the wood grain frames, and I really like the stacking along the diagonal. I wanted to add a tiny space for journaling, and I just had these clear tree stickers sitting on my desk, so I thought I would add a couple, considering they fit the color scheme perfectly. So I did that, and then I decided to move this one photo over a little bit, and then I went searching for a title. I knew that I wanted it to say winter, but the green winter was too big. So I found this like dark blue gray winter, and it suited the color scheme perfectly. And then I went and found my little stamps and my Rustic Wilderness stamp ink or distress ink, and I just stamped target practice because that's basically what they were doing. I added the date and then some enamel dots, and that's about it. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Please don't forget to check out the description box below for everyone who's playing along with White with One challenges, as well as the Woodgrain and Winter. And please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear from you.